Let's give it up for Vineet Vohra.
Kasa काय Mumbai? Masta? Okay. All right, so let's start with very, very small question. How many of you are photographers here? Okay, let me reframe. How many of you take photos? Much better. And how many of you will still take photos if nobody is looking at them? I knew all the hands are going to come up, of course. So, any singer in this room? No. Any writer? Any director? So, you're trying to tell me when a director directs a movie, he doesn't want anybody to see it? When a singer sings a song, he doesn't want anybody to hear it? Tell me. Everybody said that you would. I'm going to give you 1 second again. Think about it. How many of you in this room will still take pictures if nobody is looking at them? Any hand down, which was there earlier? And what are you going to do with the pictures? Can we have the mics, please, in the audience? If somebody. So, do you want me to just go on the slides and finish it off, or you want to make it an interactive session? Okay, good. So that way, please, I would learn more because you have just one person to learn from, and I have so many of you to learn from. So make me learn, make me understand. So anybody who wants to answer, what are you going to do with the pictures?
Like a girl who admires her beauty at the mirror.
Okay.
Like the girl who admires her beauty at the mirror. I will admire my work's beauty by just looking at it. Maybe.
By looking at yours. Okay.
Maybe.
Fair. Anybody else? Yeah.
I have terrible memory, so I relive my memories through these photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the purpose of a photograph?
To capture a memory.
Capture a memory. Anything else? What is the core purpose of a photograph? What is a photograph? I don't think I have the right answer before I start. We document everything. Okay, and what does that do? Sorry, I heard the answer somewhere. To tell a story. A photograph tells a story. That's why we say that a photograph is worth 1,000 words. But in today's world, it's much more than 1,000 words. What is storytelling? And that is why I'm here. You all know how to write beautiful stories, but you just don't know how to put the right pause so that the picture works. So I'm going to help you put the right punctuation marks today. So are you keen? Let's understand. What are we looking at? Keep coming the answers. I'm listening. Animal, trees, birds. How many of you saw the gorilla? All of you. How many of you saw the lion? The tree? So everything is happening, right? Nobody saw the birds? Okay, let me just try and understand. How many of you are here to learn something today? And are you keen listeners to whatever I'm saying? So let's do this. I want to see whether you're keen listeners or not. Everybody raises their hand. Everybody. And what am I going to say? That you're going to do whatever I'm telling you. And put your hand, careful, put your hand on your chin. 90% of you didn't put your hand on the chin. Let me tell you. That is why I'm here. I'm trying to repeat myself. If you want to learn anything, then be a keen listener also. In today's world, what we're doing is we're answering because we already have an answer in our mind. You don't even listen to the question. Similarly, with photography and storytelling, you have to understand where am I coming from. So now you had multiple answers in there. Everybody had different answers. Okay, in one word, I'm giving you 2 seconds to think. One word. What are we looking at? Everybody had the same answer. Why? But aren't we used to looking at, isn't this the way that we're used to looking at classroom? Then why did we understand that as a classroom? You had the elements which tell a story. And you made a story in your mind that it is a classroom. Anybody who knows how to read English here? All right. Can we have a mic, please? anywhere. Okay, you read, you go ahead.
According to a research at Cambridge University, it doesn't matter in what order the letters in a word are. The only important thing is that the first and the last letters be at the right place. The rest can be a total mess, and you can still read it without a problem. This is because the human mind does not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole.
That's the whole thing. We are already making stories in our mind, and we don't really pay attention to what goes into the scene. Have you ever wondered why we take photos of moments we never want to forget, but we often forget living in them? Does it happen? So this is going to be a small story how I started doing photography. Photography came into my life because I did masters in painting and I was a very bad painter. So I had to pick up something in which I could freeze everything. And I picked up the camera and I started taking pictures. And what inspired me, I'm just going to show you some pictures, what inspired me. So there are a few painters and I tried to put my photographs right next to them, that how it came to. So if anybody's heard about Rembrandt, this is Rembrandt and that's my work. I felt there is a stark, kind of an echo in my work. But then I started working even more. And then came Caravaggio. And that was the light which I was trying to apply in my pictures. But over the period of time, what happens is when you're a photographer, you get inspired looking at some good pictures and you try imitating those pictures. Has anybody ever imitated a picture? We all do. There's no shame because you have to learn from the masters what they've been doing and then try to apply. So that is what I was doing. But I wasn't making these pictures, keeping those painters in my mind. And then came René Magritte. And this is the kind of surrealist work that I got into. And finally, got stuck with Dali. And this is what I do. I try to create a lot of juxtapositions, but that's not it. I wanted to tell a story. And that is what we are here for, storytelling. Can somebody tell me what is storytelling? The art of narration, very good. Anybody else? We all are photographers, remember? How's the Josh, guys? How's the Josh? All right, can I have a round of applause for all of you? Yes, so bring it up. We want to make this session for you. We want to make this session for you so that we can learn together in this. Anything else apart from storytelling? Yes. Right, okay. Anything else? How do we tell stories? Let's go very quickly. See, you see a moment, but you pick out something from there. And a photograph, when it's there is no past, there is no present. What you look, a viewer derives a scene from there. Or something like this. Storytelling is an art of capturing what you've been telling. There has to be a narrative. But at the same time, why are we talking about this? How has phone helped us creating storytelling much easier? Can somebody tell me? Little easier. How? Handy and all times. With cameras, we always used to feel that whenever we take the camera, we're looking for moments, nothing is happening. And when we don't have the camera, we always like, oh, where is the camera? I have to take a picture. So phones were really, photography was a dying medium till about 92. But then cell phones came into existence and we kind of felt that the quality is not enough in the cell phones. Is it at par with the SLRs? But then Vivo came and it swept all over. And if you don't believe me, all the pictures that you've seen so far are shot on Vivo. So how it's helped me? It's always ready to shoot. Instant framing, wide depth of field. Everything is in focus. Real-time computational preview. No lens changes required. Lightweight and easy to handle. Instant tools, guidelines, level histogram. Auto optimization plus AI assistance. So how we are going to learn a little bit about how phones help. Do you think this picture works? Okay, I can make it a one-way conversation. Move the slide and go on. But do you think this picture works? How many of yeses? And how many of no's? All right, just very few. Be confident. I also think this doesn't work. Do you think this works better from the same place? Why didn't that work better? Because the background wasn't clear. Have you ever thought that background takes 70% of the frame? When we're just concentrating on the 30% which is in front, but the rest 70% goes for a toss. So from now on, when you leave the room today, remember of that 70% and your pictures will change drastically. And this always happens when you have a phone in your hand, you can always move up and down it so quickly. Anybody's heard about Robert Capa? Okay, photographers, guys, we all raised our hands. Robert Capa, he said that if your pictures aren't good enough, that means you're not close enough. Why did he say that? Because the viewer feels very far away from the picture. And now with the cell phones, it's become so easy that you can go this close. It's literally next to a polythene bag or this. Or this. It makes you feel that you're a part of the scene. That's why now when you step out, try and go closer to the scene and make pictures. And how do we guide to create the right balance in the frame? How does Vivo help in that? Can somebody tell me? Has anybody used the grid lines? So grid lines always help. See, if the grid lines weren't there, and if you're standing in the sea, you're always tipsing and topsing over, and you don't know when to click that picture. So always use the grid lines when there is some horizon and you want to make a frame. This is the original frame which actually came out, but that's with the grid lines. It's always helped me to keep the horizon straight. This frame works. Now you can say, of course it works, right? Or this works. Okay, how many for first and how many for second? First. Okay. Second वाले को अलग से मैं मिलूंगा. Why this and why not this is because of the diagonals. Whenever there are strong diagonals, try to use a lot of diagonals. Diagonals doesn't mean move the frame like this. Try to get the elements in a diagonal, then it tends to work better. Colors मेरी गलती नहीं है यार. Sorry. I try to keep it as natural as we can, but it's just the... What tool have I used in this here? Can you see the photo of that guy? Can you see the portrait? And all the lines are leading there. So there are triangles, there are leading lines over there. Let's look at this. Everybody knows about leading lines? Can I change your perception about leading lines today? I need 3 volunteers. 3 volunteers. Come quick. कोई नहीं आएगा. आ जाओ फटाफट. Come. On the stage. Can we have a round of applause for them, sir? One more. Okay. Come. Anybody? Okay. You have to do a small experiment. You all have to stay in same line and look in front. Look in front. Who's the main subject in this frame? If this is your frame, if this is your 24 mm, who's the main subject? Look there. The center, not always the center that becomes the frame. Now let's try a simple rule of leading lines. Leading lines are not the physical lines. You look straight, you look in this direction, you look in this direction. Does it change now? Let's do this again. You look straight, you look in that direction, you look in that direction. Everything is changing. Leading lines is not the physical lines, it's the line of gaze in the frame. How the eye moves in the frame and takes you to the main subject. All right, so that's how it is. Don't worry about what you've read on internet. This has changed your minds. It should be like that. Thank you so much, guys. Clap for them, guys. ये क्या composition, any composition tool that you can think of here? Frame and frame. Intelligent people, I knew. But what we are going to learn after this, no? Wait for it. This frame works? Okay. Or this works better. This and the next. Which one works better? All right. Okay. So when we go on to the next one, thank you. All right. Why do triangles work? Or why do three works? You must have heard that triangles work very, the big deal in triangles. But have you ever understood why? It's not like a classroom with nursery students where teachers just say, oh, that's a stupid question. Don't ask me that question. You know, we've been groomed in that way that we feel scared to ask a question. Please understand, in my session, I think question that you have in your mind, the person sitting right next to you also has the same question, but he's getting insecure that, oh, I'm not going to ask that question because it doesn't make sense. Every question makes sense. So why does triangle or three work better? Have you ever thought, why was the movie Three Idiots made, not four? Why? Emergency number. We are not living in America, sir. That's what Netflix is doing. Good. So 118, 100, 102, another number. Why in three, where emergency number should be 123? Quick. So human minds, they tend to understand anything in tune of threes much easier. It's easy to remember. If I have to give out my cell phone number 98101-560, I'm not giving out, huh? That's not my real number. But if I break it into three, you will tend to remember it much easier. So try to have three elements in the frame. It works better. Portraits. Do portraits tell a story? What are portraits? Anybody does portraits? I see some phenomenal photographers sitting in this room who do great portraits. Who all do portraits? What are portraits? Okay, can we have the mic here? Hello. I'll come here. All right.
Capturing the personality, expression, seeing world in their eyes. Because for me, eyes is the focus always. Yeah.
Beautiful, lovely. Clap, guys. You know, if you don't clap for them, they are not going to clap for you. It's as simple as that. Okay, I'm changing. Portraits highlight the identity, and you know, portraits are also very, very important part of storytelling. Apart from the narrative that we've spoken about, everybody is talking about portraiture. It should be, how many of you go to a restaurant and you see a couple sitting and you start making story? Couple. They had a fight. No, something is not right. Anybody makes that story? Let me see the hands. Good. That means you're a storyteller. And that's why you pick up portraits. Sometimes if somebody is wearing a white coat and has a stethoscope, it immediately says he's a doctor. So the elements play a big role. And there we come with, all right. And what kind of focal length do you use for portraits? Every focal length tells a different story. Whether it's 24 or 185 or 135, it tells a story. So similarly, you know, in spite of carrying so many lenses, has anybody heard about Zeiss? All right. Zeiss lenses are best lenses. So Vivo collaborated with Zeiss and they incorporated a system called multifocal portrait system. So at every 24, 35, 50, which we're going to see, you can tell a story from every portrait, and the bokeh is going to blow your mind away. That's 35 mm. That's 50. That's another 50. What focal length is this? 85. That's also 85. That's 105. So whenever you have your subject and you want to tell a story, you don't have to change that liberty of just having multifocal lenses in your phone itself. It gives you so much of ease to make a shot. So try and experiment this. We also have a booth downstairs. If you haven't tried our phones, you must go and try it out for yourself. These are some of the close-up portraits that I did with that. All right. Anybody knows about this? Color wheel. Who said color wheel? Everybody. What does color wheel do? Contrast. So it also tries to make your pictures better when you put opposites attract, contrasting colors together. It's a harmony in a photograph that you can create by sometimes adding colors to your pictures in a contrasting way. But what helps creating this contrast, if I may ask, on your phones? What is actually the science behind getting the color right? Socho or Socho? It's a very simple thing. Photographers, think about it. What gets the color right? Who said? Very good. I haven't paid him anything. Huh? He's answering everything, but did I pay you anything? No. Okay. So he knows the answer very well. It's the white balance. So Vivo phones, why does the white balance create so much help in a picture? You will look at the other pictures sooner to understand white balance is simply to get the whites right in the picture. That's it. Normally what happens is you're looking at pictures and you feel, oh, the whites are looking yellows, and also that there is a color cast. So always work on the white balance. And what helps is that, there are different lighting conditions. The temperature, the sensor which controls the temperature in the phones makes our life much easier. I'm sorry, the screen is too saturated. Even slow. Go back. Even that portion of white, sometimes best of the cameras, they struggle to get that white. So try and see how the ease is, where you can stand, and how you can make the picture. Look at the white on the shirt and look at the color right all over the frame. And then you get the timing right. What is an important picture? What is that important aspect in making a photograph? What is timing? Sorry? Capturing correct moment. Capturing correct moment. Anybody, what is the correct moment? We all wish to be there at the right time and the right place, but maybe is this the right place or the right time? Maybe you don't have a picture here. Maybe some moments are happening downstairs. It's also making the best of the moment or time when you're present. You have to be lucky? How many for luck in photography? All right, okay, I'll take it. But luck has to find you working. If you're sitting at home and complaining, we photographers, we are the biggest complaint masters. We always complain about the pictures we don't take. I'm telling you. We go home and tell our friends, oh, listen, I was almost about to take that picture. It was the best picture of my life. But that bird flew away. The bird was very unlucky that it could not be in your frame. So how does my phone, the one I use, make me get those moments right? It has to be quick here. It has to be snapshot kind of abilities that with one click, you can just take a picture and you freeze the moment. So zero shutter lag in our phones, they make you anticipate these moments much quicker. Let's look at some pictures. One shot. So a lot of people who know me here, they know that I don't shoot on continuous mode. I don't like shooting on continuous mode. I should rather be making a movie and then making a picture, taking a picture out of it. Does anybody ever thought of that? Well, let's make a video, I'll go home and take a picture. Oh, you thought about that? So photography is not go back home and do it later. It has to be done right then and there. And that's very important that you have to be in the moment. Right? Okay. Wait. Anything here? Why am I showing you this? Any timing? Washing is here, but there's no dynamics in it, right? There is no timing. But then for timing, you have to anticipate certain things. This is the second one. Third one, where you start anticipating. This is the fourth one I'm anticipating. Fifth one, I'm sensing there is a possibility. Nothing is happening. What do? Go back? Nothing. But when it happens like this. So being in the moment always helps. Anticipation is something that will always be rewarding. They'll always help you create magic. So timing is basically a sort of marriage between IQ and EQ. Pata hai sabko IQ, EQ? Okay. So try to touch on that part a little bit more and moments will happen. So the quick video that I want you to see. All right, so this is a quick video from Kulasai. Anybody has been for Kulasai Dasara? Okay. Very, very dynamic. The scenes are happening so fast. But how do you make pictures? With phones, it's always quicker. You know, you get into the scene, you get that intimacy into the scene and make pictures like this. मेरे लिए भी तालियां बजा सकते हैं. And these are phone pictures. Let me tell you, a lot of times we feel that we all start thinking about, I wish I had that camera. Typewriters don't write story on their own. It's a tool. So you can make pictures when you have the right equipment. And this is what the result is. Whispering details. Do you think details matter in a picture? And what is that quality that we need if we want details in our pictures? Sharpness, okay. Observation. Zoom, okay. Nobody needs a high res. We want, for any details to capture, we need the high resolution ability in the phones. Because otherwise we feel that I've taken a picture on my phone, but how do I really blow this picture up and it'll give me a good shot? So high resolution images are pictures or photos where Vivo excels with higher concentration of pixels, resulting in better quality and clarity of the image as it contains more detail. In contrast, images with lower resolution tend to have fewer pixels and they don't work better. And I'm going to show you the resolution of this frame. This is one shot. Look at the detail. Look at the detail. It has, and how does the high res come? Why are the details coming up? What is the reason behind it? Sorry, this time you're wrong. Megapixel is a myth. It's not that 200 megapixel will give you better detail or 50. It's the sensor size, always. It's how big the sensor is and how much detail it can get. So with a big sensor, we're giving you 200 megapixels, so that gets you a lot of detail. I'm going to do this small experiment. I'm giving you a picture. Tell me which part should I enlarge and you want to see the details. One, I can't enlarge all the places. The nose ring, okay, can we see it? This was the original picture. Nose ring was just a blowout. The nose ring was here. Can you see the details now? Go back, please. This is the blown out thing that you're seeing. And the next, please. This is the real picture that I've cut out. So it has so much density in the pixels that you can pick up. If you want to crop a part of it also, then you can. Similarly, this is the original picture where I cropped the hand and I'm showing you the details. So details matter. And any picture, when you are telling a story, sometimes you feel that I've got too much in my frame and I just need one portion of it. Happened with anybody? Be honest with me. I know sometimes you feel, oh, I'm too purist, I'm not going to crop my frame. But it does happen that there are too many elements that don't work in the frame, and you try to get rid of those things and you pick up that. But in a situation like this, how do you pick up and how do you find those moments where you make those clear pictures with high res? This is the situation where a photographer has to breathe in. You know, I'm giving you real-time situations. And these are the pictures you make. These are the pictures. All right. Where I stand and when I press the shutter. What do I mean by that? Angle. That is the, okay, I'm looking for that word which is the most important part of photography, which is the composition we've done. Perspective, guys. And what is perspective? Your point of view. Okay, and your point of view is basically where you stand and when you press the shutter and how you see the world differently, how you tell the narrative to the world differently. How many of you think that you have different perspective? We all do think, right? But when we post, our friends don't think like that. We have to tell our friends, listen, I posted a picture. Can you like my perspective? So let's let's try and see how Vivo phones have made it convenient for creating perspective in photography, because their small size and lightweight design let you easily move around and shoot from unique angles, high and low, or very close to the subject. This is the most important line. The wide angle lenses found on Vivo phones naturally exaggerate depth. If you're familiar with my work, I like to create depth between the foreground and background. And if that is not there, the juxtaposition will not happen. Something like this. Or something like this. Or something like this. So do you think I go out there and things happen like that? The people are sitting like this for me. They're rolling the paranthas for me. Okay, somebody said yes, but I'm going to change his mind. Can we play it, please? So this is how it happens. What is perspective? It's where I stand and when I press the shutter. Be careful, understand how it creates. That is how it happens. You have to have a shot in your mind much before you enter the frame. He's still very busy reading. Or, yeah, if you haven't seen enough of me, one more. So a lot of times there are puddles that you have to work with. What do? It lets you give you that increased exaggerated depth of field, and then sometimes you can invert and you make a frame like this. How many people are here from Mumbai? Kya jagah hai ye? Sasandok. Good. Try it tomorrow. Sundays are very good in the morning to take pictures. So this is what the perspective can do. Weaving memories into stories that travel the distance between us. How many of you like using telephoto zooms? And have you ever felt that zooms can also create stories? How? Basically, if we are scared of going close to people, we could be far away and creating shots. Okay, fair enough. Anybody else? Beautiful. Compression that we get, we can't get it on, 24 mm. Everybody said that they use telephoto, but what does telephoto do? Shallow depth of field. How telephoto zooms help me reveal stories is something, I'm going to change your thought that how you can use telephoto differently. It's not only about portraits. Birds, yes. I mean, how many of you know that I started my journey being a wildlife photographer? Yeah, some of you, because I've spoken to you. I started almost, I mean, when I was starting to give these talks, I was saying that, oh, it's been a decade that I've started shooting. Now it's almost 3 decades. I've been shooting, and from past 3 decades, I still miss to hold my telephoto and work out, get those birds in. But today, I'm going to show you something very interesting. Anything here? Nothing. I'm using the telephoto. Using another telephoto. Let me bring it closer. It's still not working. But when it works, it works. And you know how far I'm standing. So stories could be told from anywhere. So Vivo phones have revolutionized photography with advanced cameras, AI, and computational features, enabling stunning visuals for both amateurs and professionals that dominate social media storytelling, blurring the line between casual and professional photography while craving a vital niche of art. So just to summarize, I know I'm not taking too much of time because we also, how many of you know that we ran a contest? It's not literally a contest, but we made some of our friends take pictures, and I'm going to review 5-6 images. Are you guys ready for that? But after this. So know your tool, hold the camera still, take ample shots, capture the mood, tell a story through your pictures. But one thing, before we open the review and question answers, I want to tell you this, which I really live by. Is everybody keen on listening or still touching their chin? Okay. Life is like a camera. Focus on what's important. Capture the good times. And if things don't work out, take another shot. Thank you. All right, so we'll look at the frames, and I'm going to quickly give you the feedback. All right, can we have Angelika? Angelika is here. All right, Angelika, tell me, why did you take picture of this? Quickly. The vibrancy in the personality. All right. And she was in the moment. All right. All right. So beautiful moment. I love the expression. It is actually emulating the vibe. It is giving a personality. When you look at it, the smile says a lot of things. You already start having an interpretation in your mind what kind of personality is. So it's very well done. Congratulations. What is this? Why are we doing this? All right, so now, before I break your heart, the dynamics work, but then you see there's an overlap behind this. A key point for all of you, key takeaway, always look at your photograph as a painting. Imagine if I would have told you there's a guy who's throwing a pinch of salt and there's another guy at the back. Would you paint that guy on the back of that person? You would never do that. But in photographs, we take it for granted that we saw and we took it. So be careful about that. Don't overlap. All right. Kashinath? All right. So why did you take this picture? हाँ, कोई आपने सिलेक्ट नहीं किया था ये, बट हमने कर लिया क्योंकि हमें पसंद आई. तो आपने ये क्यों खींचा? देखो, this is also a big reason. Sometimes we don't know which picture works also. That is the biggest flaw. We tend to look at things and we go it by the aesthetic value and we forget about what is the storytelling. So I like the storytelling that this guy is painting and there's a color wheel that he's working on. The eye looks great. He's in the moment. There's a motion in it. If he was not painting, if he was just looking at it, it would not work. But again, give it a little more space. You see, there's too much of space on the right, and there's not enough space on the left to work out or to the end to enter the frame. So always try to have a little space. Go back, please. I'm look at myself here. Good dialogue. Kaun hai ye? Sorry, who's it? The person is not here? Too scared? Okay. Good conversation, good candid moment, works very quickly. And these kind of shots, you have to just open the phone and just press the shutter. It works really well. Clap कर दो यार, बहुत अच्छी picture है. Gungun, where's she? Okay, lovely picture. That's a good portrait. Yeah, you got me in between. Very good. और क्या बोल सकता हूँ यार मैं? Well done. Good portrait. Good portrait. Yeah, good walk. Harshita, where's Harshita? Is Harshita here? No. She wasn't thinking her picture will get selected, I think. Good moment, walking, couple walking, maybe not a couple. How many of you thought they're a couple? Of course they are. But, okay, no, hey, listen, you're breaking the ice here, come on. Don't look at them. Don't say they are a couple. But without looking at them, did you think they're a couple? Why? Color coordinated? No. That's not the answer. They both have? They both have different moods. Okay, opposites attract. Okay, very well done. I mean, you're looking at the clues and you're picking up. Falguni said they're looking very happy together, so congratulations, both of you. So, all right, thank you so much, guys. Any questions, please? We'll start the question now. If there are questions, we'll pick up. I know there's a big red time's up written here, but it's not my fault. I started late.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
This is quite a personal question to the kind of photography
Please
you
do. Photography is related?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of juxtaposition happens in your
Right.
images and
Right.
also perspective for
Right.
that matter.
Right.
And this is also related to the class we had about composition.
Right.
So initially talked about all rules of composition, and if you see it in a way, it all there's a certain kind of symmetry that happens, right? You're looking for a symmetry. Like the composition rules are mostly symmetry, right?
Right.
So when you take those juxtaposed images and when you're looking for perspective in your images, which is the kind of photography you lately do, we don't see the symmetry in that, right? So like I want to ask, like, have you passed that phase where you are not looking for symmetry in an image? Or like, do you really want to like sometimes shoot very symmetrical, clean images that are also showing stories in a certain way?
All right. So how many of you think photography is rocket science? Anybody who thinks photography is rocket science? Let me tell you, it's much more than that. With rocket science, there's a formula and the rockets fly. But in a photograph, this is not there. This doesn't work. So end of the day, to make a photograph work, imagine if you look at all the pictures and they all fall in the rule of thirds. Do you think all of them will work?
No, sir.
If all the horizons are straight, every picture will work. I would say breaking the rule has helped me a lot. But to break the rules, you have to know the rules. Okay. So when you're starting out, know the rules well, so that you get into that zone where you could cut the rules and you can cross. Right? There's some traffic signals you feel that either cop nahi hoga, let me cross. But there's some signals that you have to be waiting. Again, it is a very individual choice. You have to look at the aesthetics of the picture, whether it connects with you or not. That is the most important part. Rules will happen whenever they have to happen. Don't worry about that. Any picture you pick up, there will be some rule falling into some category. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
There are some photos that after capturing that, we find a story in it. But when we show someone, they don't find a similar story that we are going to explain in that picture or we experienced in that picture.
Okay.
So what is your perspective in this situation?
All right. That's a very sad part, that we can't travel with our pictures everywhere and tell people this is the story, right?
Yes.
I wish we could do, okay, listen, this is the story. Can you read it? The problem it happens is, let's say you're trying to listen to me and I keep talking like this and there's no expression. I just keep speaking. You have to make the right pause in the pictures.
Okay.
We have seen the moment and we start believing the other person has seen what is happening before and after.
Oh.
But when they are looking at one picture, they're clueless because there's a lot of times you feel that, oh, that guy was there, but he just ran away. In your mind, that guy is there, but in the
Yes.
picture, it's not there.
Yes.
So when you look at ideally, the way should be that marinate your pictures for a week, 10 days, and then look at it when the memory of the moment has gone out. Then you'll be able to look at the picture and you see it yourself. And the thing which I asked was, how many of you will still take pictures if nobody is looking at your pictures? The answer comes now. You know, Picasso said that every kid is a born painter, then he grows up. Now every kid is a born photographer, but then he grows up.
Yes.
Take pictures for yourself first. But to look at those pictures, give it a marination time for a week. So that when you look at them, you are able to make stories.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, guys, can I make it two? Two questions. Sorry, डांट पड़ रही है यार.
So many times when we particularly go to a street photography scene, many times there is not a proper light,
Okay.
but the moment is so good that you feel like capturing it.
Sir, तभी तो phones लेके आए हैं आपके लिए. That they're good in every light. I mean, it's my first body now because you will see I don't shoot too much in the night because I was always hesitant. I will not get that much detail. With the cell phones, the computational values they're so good that you will step out in the night. You will start looking at it your own self that my camera is not seeing the light that much, but my phones are taking that much light. So try using it. It'll make your life much easier. Yes, sir. Last question of the day. Iske baad, if you have any questions, I'll be standing downstairs and you can ask. Yeah.
Sir, so I find myself caught in this habit that after shooting a picture with my phone, even if it's good, I am unable to let it go out without passing through the immigration of the editing. Because I want to have it little more saturation, little more vignetting, little more sharpness. So that personal touch ka keeda is holds me back from just letting the picture go. I wanted to. So am I right or wrong?
I think I told you that it should not be that you have to spend. If you're spending more than a minute on your picture, that means you didn't take it right. You didn't see the skies yellow that you wanted to initially see it. Try to get that moment right there. Minor tweaking is fine. Jahan 1 minute se upar, if you're feeling that you're spending time, ditch it, kill it. That's very important. Try to take pictures in an instant and small something. Do you know why I'm here? Anybody knows my name? Vineet Vohra. Let's pick up the two initials from both. Whoa. So that's why I'm here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vineet. Let's give it up for Vineet Vohra, please. What a session.